Right, Johnny here. Today we're gonna continue where we left off in Empires of the Undergrowth. Last episode we passed the first scenario. Like you can see, we have our territory here available to dig out, and the royal jelly has gone up too. So let's see what we can do with the royal jelly. We don't have the soldiers available in the formicarium yet, so I'm thinking we'll just save the royal jelly for now. Let's see what we can do with the formicarium at the moment. There is a outside part to the formicarium as well, so we'll check it out because the food prices are dropped there. Go, they open it up, and now I think we have a map here. Like you can see, this is the reward we got from completing the scenario. Sometimes there's some hostile critters here as well, but it seems to be clear now, so we'll just have our workers go ahead and pick that stuff up. Actually, I think we need a bit more room for the food storage, because I think it was something like 1,500 food they said the reward's gonna be, so should do it for now. We get some of those speed tiles here as well. Might as well make some digging since we have the space for it. Once we get the soldiers available, it's a good idea to have kind of close to the entrance so the reinforcements are extra fast to go in. Like you can see, now we ran out of allowed dig tiles, so we got 2 left after these ones, so maybe just a few more workers so they collect the food faster. Like so. I'm thinking it's as good as time as any to start new scenario, the subjugation. Like last time, I'm gonna go with the easy mode for the demonstration and probably grind the harder modes off camera. Okay, let's see.
This Formica Fusca Black Ant Queen has given birth to her first brood. While the workers establish their new territory in the earth, above ground, a nearby colony of Formica sanguinea slave maker ants are on the lookout for would-be victims. These ants specialize in stealing larvae from neighboring nests and raising them as their own. If the black ant colony isn't prepared for the inevitable incursion, they may be wiped out entirely.
Like he said, there's gonna be some assaults from another...
Formica sanguinea are not the only danger for the fledgling colony. There is something even more sinister nearby, lurking in the darkness.
The sinister thing he was talking about are these things. They are, I think it was Funnelweb Spiders or something like that. They're pretty dangerous. Easy enough with soldiers to kill, but you do get a few casualties while you're doing it, so gotta remember to have that food reserve for the reinforcements. Probably should actually also do a worker group. It's good to have the separate worker group from the nest group, so you can order them around. Here we have our soldiers, put them in 2, and the other workers here, number 1. Now we can order them in color, please. And I'm gonna put the soldiers here for now. Should the other ant colony see fit to attack us. Like you can see, you actually have to build quite a few soldiers and workers to get the final attack, which is the trigger for the end scenario.
This colony must remain small for now. Food is too scarce to support greater numbers.
Probably could turn those dialogues off, but I kind of like them, even though they are slightly annoying when you're trying to make a video. Let's see, there's no more food to pick up, so I guess we're gonna have to take our chances with the spiders.
Sigestria Florentina, a funnelweb spider. She is large, fast, and equipped with a deep, powerful bite. Her lair is carpeted by sheets of silk woven between tripwires that radiate out from the entrance. She can detect even the slightest vibrations with her sensitive legs. Any ant that strays too close will be snapped away in the blink of an eye.
There we have it. They killed it. You can see how it grabs them and hauls them to its nest. I think that's counted as a casualty, so it's pretty rough.
A Sanguinia scout has sensed the presence of the black ants. A raid on the colony is now inevitable. The question remains as to whether they will merely pillage a generation of young, or wipe out the colony entirely. In the end, it will come down to the tenacity of the defending ants.
Probably soon gonna be one smaller attack on the colony. Now that we we have this opened up, I'm thinking I'm gonna put another troop of soldiers so we can control them a bit more. Normally it gives a bit of a timer for the raids, but I think the first one is kind of a surprise. Not that it's...
The colony is starving. There's not enough food to feed the new brood.
They just grab some larvae.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
Leave the workers here so they kind of give some opposition to the raiders should they come.
By working together, the ants have overwhelmed one of the Funnelweb Spiders. She won't be causing any more trouble for the colony. Her sisters, however, still present a problem.
All these scrappy things are food also. So you kind of have to excuse me, you kind of have to clear those out to get the food. Let's see, number 3. Have enough food for a few more soldier tiles. Once we have the 2 groups set up, we can use the other one to defend the other one to clear those spiders out. Like you can see, there's quite a few of them.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
There we have the counter.
The raiding party has arrived. The slave makers will head straight for the brood chambers. They must be stopped.
Our soldiers took care of him.
The raiding party was no match for the valiant defenders. The brood remains safe. For now.
It's gonna be escalating quite quickly into more of those slave ants and slaver ants, and then the final attack is quite the test actually.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
Like you can see, it would be a better idea to have the troop attacking the spiders, not collect food, so I'm gonna deselect that tab, so they're just gonna fight when they see enemy and do not worry about food at all. I always want to have one group of ants there.
There are intruders in the nest.
There we go. Let's see if the workers finished that area, so I think we probably should start a new worker nest group, or what, nursery group really. Next rate 25 seconds. No, should actually have, I will fall back a little bit so they hurt in a bit of a gauntlet kind of thing. Because as they tend not to stay and fight, they just run for the larvae and
The slave makers are back. They can sense larvae, and they want their share. The raiding party was no match for the valiant defenders. The brood remains safe, for now.
We have two different groups of workers, so we can be a bit more efficient with our collecting. Should actually upgrade some of those food tiles. There we go. Every upgrade counts as one of these as well. If you're playing it safe, you want to build the worker ants when you have as much of this area's food sources depleted, so you can have as many soldiers as possible for the final attack, because it triggers when you have both of these fulfilled. Seems to be something different here, so might as well check it out. Oh, didn't notice that one. These are the Devil's Coach Horse larvae. They are pretty easy. Two nests there, so excuse me. I'm thinking I'm gonna collect these and maybe make a third group for the actually here would be probably better. Fixed rate coming. There we go.
The slave makers are back. They can sense larvae, and they want their share.
Here you can see they were going for the larvae.
The raiding party was no match for the valiant defenders. The brood remains safe, for now.
It's not really that bad if they get some. If it's a worker, it's like 2 food, so it's really not that big of a deal. We just had a raid, so I think it's safe to do this. Now we can set up the third soldier nursery. And the number 2 group actually has the collecting on as well, so I'll just send them on their way. Let's see. some more food going now. There's a bit of a challenge to two different spiders at the same net, so they will be thinning the herd quite a bit.
There are intruders in the nest.
There we go. Clean that stuff up, and now we're gonna have another raid.
The slave makers are back. They can sense larvae, and they want their share. The raiding party was no match for the valiant defenders. The brood remains safe, for now.
Easy mode is pretty easy to stop them from getting any of the larvae, but when you get to the harder modes, you're just gonna have to accept that you're gonna lose some. Oh, wrong group. Now that we have the 3 groups of soldiers, I don't think I'm gonna take those guys off guard duty at all.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
Taking their sweet time going. Oh, I have the wrong group. No wonder. Should have not messed with the groupings. There we go. Now we can get some of the soldiers' tiles again. That should be enough, really. You can see we have now enough soldiers to complete the quota, so everything from here on is kind of a extra playing it safe kind of stuff. Still quite a bit of food left. I think I should probably have these guys get that. Well, there we go. And now the raid is coming and the soldiers have nothing else to do. We could just put them here. 2, 3, and 4. So that's pretty much impenetrable.
The slave makers are back. They can sense larvae, and they want their share.
I almost get to grab one.
The raiding party was no match for the valiant defenders. The brood remains safe, for now.
Taking a few more upgrades for the soldiers, and then we just fulfill the worker quota. There's still food coming from there. Number 1 has done its job. So 1 and 4 here.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
there's a bit of a... I think they are attacking it while it's away from them. It's kind of a weird thing, really. Let's see what we have here then.
There are intruders in the nest.
Some of the coach horse things and spider and these fluffy wood lice or something like that. There we go. Oh yeah, the spider is still alive. Not anymore though. Have quite a bit of food again, so maybe just a few more upgrades for the soldiers. These guys are going to be the top tier ones now, since they're surrounded by number 2s. You can make them the 3s. I'm thinking that should be enough for the soldiers.
The workers have done all they can to prepare this brood chamber.
Plenty of food to still come. The number 4 group here for the attack. Create some more of
The
these.
Sanguinia colony seeks once again to bolster its numbers. A battalion of slave makers charge into the nest. Once again, the slave makers return to their nest with new black ant larvae to raise as their own. The raids will continue, but this Formica fusca colony has proved its capacity to endure and grow. Eventually they will surpass their parasitic overseers, and the continued raids of the slave makers will reduce to nothing more than a mere inconvenience for the great Black Ant Empire.
Here we have it. Second of the first tier scenarios. We have our extra chili option here, so we're gonna pick it and end level. I think that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, leave me a like. If you didn't, don't. Bye bye.